Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sarah Sunstone, and today we are going to be going over all of the confirmed features for Coral Island's Early Access, which launches on October 11th of this year. Now, just to preface this, what we're going to be going over isn't the be-all, end-all list. It is just what is to be 100% confirmed for Early Access. And that's not to say that other features won't be making an appearance. I'm sure there's going to be tons of surprises for us as well. It's definitely been stated by the developers that they want to have some surprises for us, so there could definitely be more, and there likely is, but I think this video will give you a good idea of what to expect, just to get some of your expectations in check. And we're also going to be comparing the Early Access version with what the full version has planned, just so that we can see what we're going to be working towards, and maybe to get an idea of what the updates will look like as we move from one version to the next. So this information was shared on the Steam page for Coral Island, and the first thing noted about Early Access is that most of the core features are present, with enough content to play through the first in-game year. We know that Coral Island will span over a number of years. We'll even have our kids being able to grow up along with the kids on the island, so there's definitely going to be a number of years of story and gameplay when all is said and done, but for Early Access we will be able to play through one full year. I believe we will still be able to continue through year 2 and 3, however the content will most likely loop or repeat, and the story will probably taper off at some point at the end of that first year, so that's what to expect in terms of longevity of in-game time for the Early Access version. I think this is amazing. So then looking more specifically at the playable features and content that Early Access will include, first off we get to enjoy all 4 seasons with varying weather for each. So there's going to be dynamic weather systems, there's going to be rain, wind, snow, who knows what else, and we will get to experience spring, summer, fall, and winter in this game, so I'm so excited to see the varying landscapes, the scenery, maybe some different dialogues for the characters dependent on season, some different events, festivals, which we'll get to in a minute, but this is going to be a highlight for me, honestly. Just getting to see the 4 seasons is going to be so pretty, and I can't wait. We'll also be able to introduce ourselves to the world with storyline quests, so there will be main storyline in Early Access. This is a big unknown for a lot of us. We have like a general idea of what's going to go on with the story. We know that we're somehow finding ourselves on this island, moving into this farmland. We can see that the island needs our help, from the oil spills to the dried up hot springs and the overflowing dump that we will likely turn into a recycling center. So we know that there's going to be like some community projects that will need our help that will likely involve the main story. And then of course we know that there is Pufferfish, the oil drilling corporation that we want to take down. We do not want to be friends with at all. So those are kind of like the main elements of the story that we are aware of, not to mention the most mysterious, which is the Coral 3. So we have the Goddess of Flowers, the Merfolk, and the Giants. There's definitely going to be some really good story to immerse ourselves in, and I'm really excited for that. So of course, it is a farm sim. We will be able to farm. We'll also be able to ranch, craft, engage in combat, and build friendships through a comprehensive relationship system. So this is a lot of stuff all summarized into one point. There's going to be those seasonal crops, fruit plants, fruit trees, potential to unlock a greenhouse, I'm thinking. We'll be able to ranch animals. There'll be barn dwellers and coop dwellers. We don't know if we'll have access to all animals. We know that the alpha players were just testing chickens and cows, but I'm imagining that they're going to add more animals into the system for Early Access now that the basics have been tested out. We'll also be able to engage in combat in the mines. So we have seen a little bit of the combat through developer updates, but definitely curious to see more of that and more enemy types and all of that. And we'll also of course be able to build our friendships, which I think is one thing that many of us are perhaps most excited for. So there's going to be an entire relationship system implemented. You will level up hearts and all of that, and we'll get to that a little bit later as well. So we will also be able to catch fish, insects, and underwater ocean critters. Now this is completely news to me, this last part, part. We knew that we were going to be able to go fishing and bug catching, but it looks like we can also capture critters when we're underwater. I don't know if we need like a net or if we just interact with it, kind of like when you go diving in Animal Crossing. I'm not sure, but this is total news to me personally. So this is another thing being added to the list of what we can do on Coral Island and what we can do when we're diving. So this next note is crazy, you guys. It's being confirmed that we are going to be able to meet over 70 unique characters. 70. What was the number before we were at, like 50? We're adding like 20 characters to this list, and most of whom you can befriend. So there may be a few of those characters that are story NPCs that just come in for cutscenes and stuff, but most of them we will actually be able to level up our hearts with and develop relationships with and interact with on a regular basis. I can't believe that the roster has grown this large. That is absolutely crazy to me, and I'm so excited to meet all these new characters in early access. And then speaking of the characters, there's a guarantee that you will be able to unlock up to 3 heart event cutscenes per NPC. So that's not to say you can only get 3 hearts with each NPC, that's to say that you can unlock 3 big event cutscenes with each of them. So that may be up to like 5, 6, 7 hearts, maybe 8, depending on how many cutscenes are per NPC. So this is gonna get us really deep into the stories of literally every NPC. Like, that is so exciting. I don't think these are gonna be necessarily easy to unlock. Maybe the first one will be a bit easier, but I think we're really gonna have to befriend them and then of course like figure out how to activate the cutscenes and everything. So this is gonna take a lot of time to actually level up all of the characters to get all 3 heart event cutscenes for each of them. This may seem like not a lot. It's a lot, you guys. 3 heart event cutscenes for every NPC. That is a lot of gameplay, a lot of experiences, a lot of new information we're gonna learn. It's gonna be so awesome. So we also have a guarantee that we will be able to attend a festival for each season. So for example, the Cherry Blossom Potluck Festival in the spring, Beach Cleanup Festival for the summer, Mooncake Festival for the autumn, and who knows what for winter. Those are the ones I'm guessing that we'll be able to experience. In terms of mining, we will be able to mine the earth and water shafts in the cavern. So there will be these different mine shafts you can go down, and I'm excited to see that we are going to get 2 different elements for early access. We've so far only seen photos from the earth shaft, so I'm definitely excited to see that water shaft as well. In terms of diving, because that has been a big question mark for us, we will be able to explore and dive the 10 and 20 meter depths. So I don't know exactly how this is going to look anymore, because it used to be like you would actually go on the diving map and select north, south, east, or west, and then you would select 10, 20, 30, 40 meters deep. You probably had to unlock the deeper depths from diving the more shallow depths, but it was all kind of like on this map and you'd like pick a location and go. Whereas now they've moved it to this open world setting for the underwater landscape. So I'm guessing that we will be able to roam around basically as far as the 20 meter depth. So there might be like slight slopes and angles that'll bring us a little deeper and deeper. And we can basically kind of traverse this open world area until our diving suit no longer can take the elevated pressure. And so that's kind of where we'll be left off for early access. And then I'm guessing by the full release, that's when, you know, you'll upgrade your diving suit and then be able to go further down into the 30 and 40 meter depths and then potentially find the Merfolk Kingdom. So excitingly, we are going to be able to donate items to the museum. So this is probably going to include stuff from both underwater and in the caverns, maybe just around the island as well. Definitely excited to be able to work on the museum and building that up and the collections and all of that. So that's going to be super fun. And then of course, we can decorate and customize not only our player, but also our house and our farm. So there's going to be that interior design element in early access, lots of furniture to play with for both inside and outside on your property. And then of course like clothing and hairstyles and all that for your player. And they do say here and much more. So this is just the list of features that they're ready to confirm will be available for early access at this point. But like I said previously, they want to have surprises for us and they don't want to promise things they can't deliver, but if they can have other things ready in time for early access, they'll give it to us. And of course there's going to be a ton of updates along the way too. So there's lots to look forward to. I think this is a pretty feature complete list in my opinion. So to compare the feature list for early access with what is planned for the full version, here are some examples of what the full version will include, but this is not a comprehensive list once again. This is just to give you a general idea. So first of all, of course, the completed storylines for the Coral 3, Pufferfish, and other yet to be revealed narratives, which is so exciting, okay? Of course, the interactions with the NPCs will be complete by the full release, so including all hard events and dynamic dialogue. We'll be able to marry a character of our choosing, have children, and have our kids grow up. This is something worth noting because you may have been excited for different outfits in early access. I was as well. I was kind of, for some reason, expecting to see the outfits for all 4 seasons, but that's actually planned for the full release. So outfits for all the NPCs for spring, summer, fall, and winter, and then bathing suits and festival outfits for the dateable characters. So that's something to look forward to, and I don't mind that because that's an aesthetic thing anyway, and that'll be so exciting to see later on. So we will be able to decorate on our farm and inside our house for early access, but the home exterior customization will come for the full release. Apparently, there will also be a total of 9 festivals, which I thought was interesting because previously it was stated that there would be 2 festivals for spring, summer, and fall, and then 1 festival for winter. But 9 festivals tells me that there's actually 2 for each season, plus an additional one. The additional one could be the Merfolk Kingdom Festival, or something completely unexpected. By full release, we will add to the overall diving experience, and also be able to access the 30 and 40 meter diving depths. Similarly with mining, we will then also be able to access the wind and fire shafts in the caverns. So this, finally, 100% without a doubt, confirms my long-running theories and suspicions of having the 4 elements as 4 separate gates or shafts in the cavern. I'm so excited about this concept. I think it is so clever and so exciting. I can't wait to see the differences between each of the different elements and how those are infused into the mines. So the next few points are actually like really exciting, and it actually shows you how much they've been able to shift their timeline a little bit and push features for the full version that were planned to come after the full release. So first of all, there will be a new biome to unlock and explore. And there will be multiple biomes, but we're gonna have at least 1 new biome for the full version if all goes well, so that's awesome. The other one is the Merfolk NPCs in Kingdom. Again, this was supposed to come after the full release. This is going to be coming for the full release, which makes sense because they are working on it right now. And also, this one has a bit of a caveat, but full-fledged multiplayer. The little disclaimer is that multiplayer is to be added as a post-launch update, so it probably won't come out like with the actual 1.0 version, but probably added as a separate component shortly after, just because I imagine it would be like quite a big update and could potentially cause some bugs when we have multiplayer going on and stuff. So that's probably going to come as its own update. It'll be large enough to do that. This also could mean that they will implement some form of multiplayer for the full version, and then full-fledged multiplayer and what they want it to look like in its entirety will come as a post-launch update. So that could mean that we get island visits and such for the 1.0 version, but then by the post-launch update, we will have shared farms, shared save files for both local and online multiplayer. So this could mean a number of different things, but those are my guesses. And of course, there's an and more note because this list cannot be feature complete. It's not possible. Coral Island is a huge game. There's so much they can't share with us yet because it would probably spoil like the story and stuff. There's so much going on behind the scenes. I'm so excited. This is all just good news to me personally, but again, I understand that some people probably have different expectations. If you're not like as deep into the world of Coral Island as I am, I'm reading like everything right on a daily basis, dev diaries, like community posts, through the Discord, general chat, like everything. I'm always in there reading every single thing. So I feel like my expectations are probably geared a certain way. And if you're kind of just, you know, coming in and out and like looking at the main updates, you might not have as good of an idea of what to expect. So I just want to get this out there now. So if you had different expectations, you can temper them a bit by early access, just so you're not disappointed or anything. There's going to be literally nothing to be disappointed about, you guys, okay? Like, it's going to be such a great experience. And I always like to remind you that this is an opportunity to help build the game as a community and maybe get some of the features that you want to see actually included in the game for the full release. So we get to have a say in how this game develops, you know, alongside the developers. So that was all the information something that I wanted to share today just to give you an idea of what early access is going to look like, the features that are guaranteed to be a part of it, and how we're going to move from that version towards the full 1.0 version of the game. Let me know which of the confirmed features for early access you're most excited for. As always, I love hearing from you in the comments below. And with all that being said, thank you so much for watching. I love you all, and until next time, take care. And a very special thanks to Mandy, Meredith, Formodus, Samur, Tansy, Cisco, and Tier, my Sunstone members. I love you all, and thank you so much for your support. It really helps to make all of this possible and means the world to me.